The lesson objective is I can graph polynomial inequalities. So given a polynomial function f of x, a polynomial inequality has the general form f of x is greater than 0, f of x is greater than or equal to 0, f of x cannot equal 0, f of x is less than 0, or f of x is less than or equal to 0. So the inequality f of x is greater than 0 is true when f of x is positive. In other words, values of f of x are positive. And then the inequality f of x is less than 0 is true when f of x is negative. In other words, values of f of x are negative. So here we're interested in when f of x is greater than 0, when f of x is less than 0. To the right, we have the graph of f of x equals x to the fourth plus 3x cubed minus x squared minus 3x. So f of x is greater than 0 here, which is from negative infinity to negative 3. It's also here, which is from negative 1 to 0. And it's also here, which is 1 to infinity. And then f of x is less than 0 in the remaining intervals, which is here to here, which is negative 1, negative 3 to negative 1. And then from 0 to 1, which is this part here. So here are steps to solve a polynomial inequality. First, we're going to move all terms to one side of the polynomial, so 0 is on the other side. We're going to completely factor the polynomial and find zeros. We're going to plot the zeros on a number line, and then choose test points in each interval. Substitute the test points into the function to determine whether the interval is positive or negative, and then write the solution using interval notations in parentheses or brackets where necessary. So here we have x squared plus 5x minus 6 is greater than 0. So first we set this equal to 0. Now we need two numbers that multiply to negative 6 and add to 5. So that's going to be positive 6 and negative 1. So this will be x minus 1 times x plus 6. So then our zeros are negative 6, 1. So now we have negative 6 and 1. So we're going to check the point 0, negative 7, and 2. So we choose points around negative 6 and 1 because this is when the graph crosses the x-axis. And we just plug these values in to our x squared minus So we plug in negative 7, and we end up with a positive value. And then we plug in 0, we end up with a negative value. And then we plug in 2, and we end up with a positive value again. And so we're interested when this polynomial is greater than 0. So that's going to be from negative infinity to negative 6, union with 1 to infinity. That's because as we come from the left, we are positive, and this is from negative infinity to negative 6. And then once we get to 1 and we go to the right, this will be positive, and we go to infinity. Here we have 2x squared minus x minus 15 is less than 0. So this here is f of x, and we want to know when it's less than 0. So we're going to set this equal to 0. And now we can factor. 2 times 15 is negative 30, so we want two numbers that multiply to negative 30 and add to negative 1. So that's going to be positive 5 and negative 6. So it's 2x squared minus 6x plus 5x minus 15 equals 0. So this is 2x times x minus 3 plus 5 times x minus 3 is 0. So we have 2x plus 5 times x minus 3 equals 0. So x is negative 5 halves, or 3. So these are our zeros, so we plug them both in. So we have negative 5 halves and 3. So we're going to check a point between them, which is 0. And we're also going to check a point to the left of negative 5 halves, which is negative 3, and to the right of 3, which is 4. So we can go ahead and plug in negative 3, 0, and 4. 0 is easy because that's just going to be minus 15 automatically. You can do 2 times 0 minus 15. You get negative 15. Now, if we do 4, we get... What I'm going to do, by the way, is I'm going to use the factored form for 4 and for negative 3. It's much easier. So we have 2 times negative 3 plus 5 times negative 3 minus 3. And we have 2 times 4 plus 5 times 4 minus 3. So negative 3 times negative 3 is negative 6. So this is negative 6. And then this is negative 6 plus 5, which is going to be negative 1. So it's going to be a negative times a negative. This will be a positive. And then here we're going to have 1 times 8 plus 5 is going to be 13. So this will also be positive. So we want when x is less than 0, so that'll be between our two endpoints. So it's going to be less than 0 from negative 5 halves to 3. And I'm sorry, we are going to use parentheses. You use parentheses for these, not brackets. Here we have x to the fourth minus 26x squared plus 25. So we're going to multiply x to the fourth and 25 together. So we get 25x to the fourth. So then this is x to the fourth minus 25x squared minus x squared plus 25. And then that's equal to 0. So we factor out an x squared, so we get x squared minus 25 minus 1 times x squared minus 25 equals 0. So then this factors as x squared minus 1 times x squared minus 25 equals 0, which then factors as... Well, actually, we don't even need to do that. I'm just going to do it like this. I'm going to set them both equal to 0. And when we do that, we end up with x squared equals 1 and x squared equals 25. So x is a 0 at plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 5. So we have more values we have to check here. So we're going to check negative 5, negative 1, 1, and 5. So I'm going to do negative 6 because that's to the left of negative 5. I'm going to do negative 4 because that's between negative 1 and negative 5. I'm going to do 0, 2, and then 6. So for negative 6, we're going to do negative 6 quantity to the fourth power minus 26 times negative 6 squared plus 25, which is 385, which is greater than or equal to 0. So this is positive. And then we're going to test 5. Not 5, we're going to test 2. So we do negative 2 to the fourth minus 26 times negative 2 squared plus 25, which is negative 63. So this is less than 0 here. Then we're going to plug in 0. At 0, we're just at 25, and that's again less than 0, greater than 0. And then we're going to test negative 4. Now we're going to test negative 4, so we do negative 4 to the fourth power minus 26 times negative 4 squared plus 25. I messed up writing that before, but this will be negative 135, so that's less than 0. And then we check negative 6, and I'm sorry, we already did negative 6, and actually positive 6 is the same as 385. I just wrote that in the wrong space, so this is positive as well. So we want to know when this graph is greater than or equal to 0. So that's going to be here, here, and here. So we can go ahead and write that in interval notation. So we have from negative infinity to negative 6, union negative 1 to 1, union 6 to infinity. Here we have 4x cubed minus 28x squared minus x plus 7. So we're going to go ahead and factor this. First, we're going to set it equal to 0, then factor. All right, so we end up with 4x squared minus 1 times x minus 7 equals 0. So we set them both equal to 0. So from 4x squared minus 1 equals 0, we end up with x is plus or minus 1/2. Then for x minus 7 equals 0, we get x equals 7. So we have negative 1/2, 1/2, and 7. So we're going to test our points to the right of 7, to the left of negative 1/2, and then between all of our points. So we have 8, we have 0, and we have 1 and negative 1. These are the easiest points to pick. 1, -1, and 0. Very easy numbers to pick. I'm just going to rewrite them in a different color now. So we go ahead and test our points. So we plug in -1 and we get, and I made a mistake plugging it in because I wrote 1 here before, but this is supposed to be a 7. So we plug in -1 and we get -8. So at -1, we're less than 0. Then at 0, we're going to be positive. And then at 1, so at 0, we're at 7. At 1, we're going to be at -18. So this is a negative. And then at 8, we're going to be at 255. So this is positive. So then we want to know when we're greater than 0. So that's going to be from -1/2 to 1/2 union with 7 to infinity. So that's this part here and then this part here. At the end of this lesson, you can solve and graph polynomial inequalities.